Welcome in the fifth and last part of our Omnis Studio course. Today I'm going to show you how to implement a push service that will synchronize all devices so that you can see all orders immediately on all devices and browsers. And we will also show you how to run the application without using the Omnis Studio developer version. Unfortunately, there is still a small problem. The order list is not automatically reloaded when the service staff inserts a new order. Therefore, we are going to implement a push notification service. The construct method of JSOutlet is inherited. When the focus is right on the doInherited command, press F8 or Command 8. This takes you to the construct of the superclass. We're going to implement now a line of code that activates all inherited classes for the push service. Do $cns.$client command. Open push. As an additional parameter, we need to pass in an empty row because the method client command expects a mandatory second parameter. In addition, we implement an empty $load method, which will be a placeholder. Now we can call the $load method of the current instance. This will be the overridden method in the inherited instance. Now select the construct method of the inherited class JSOutlet. Because we do not need individual code here anymore, we can inherit that method using the context menu on the method name. The method is now shown in blue, which means inherited. Now we can tune the methods in JS service. We can see the current call in its $construct. The code of the superclass is not yet executed. We override the $load method and cut the line from the construct using Ctrl or Command X to paste it into the load method using Ctrl or Command V. Then we inherit the construct method. Now we need the push call after the order has been saved into the database. Using Ctrl or Command I, we add a line right before the else command. Do $remote forms. This is the group of all open remote form instances. Actually, all instances including the outlet forms. We send a message to all instances. $ref points to each single one, and $push data finally performs the push. Here we would be able to pass in a row as a parameter. Because we do not want to pass anything in, we can simply use an empty row. Now let us open the methods within JSOutlet. We are going to implement another push here too, for all instances. For example, the service staff devices, but also for other outlet terminals. Let us now implement the method that is executed when the push comes in, $pushed. As we can see from its color, the method is automatically set to be client executed, which is required to make the push work. From here we call the $load method in JSOutlet. Save your code and let us test. Reload the browser to make sure that the client-side method will be loaded into the browser cache. Table 5 is available. We ordered 2 buffalo wings and 1 fried calamari. Now we push the order button. We can now see that the browser for the outlet is reloaded automatically and shows the orders for table 5. It would also be very nice if the order summary will also be automatically refreshed in the service device when the outlet marks the order as served. In order to achieve this, we would need to reload the summary list in JS service. In the method $set menu, there's already a line that does what we want. Because we do not want to have the code twice, we will create a new private without prefix $method load summary. We copy the line that loads the summary list into the clipboard, delete this line, and add the command do method there in order to call load summary. Then we paste the line that we copied into the new method load summary. Then we create the pushed method, $pushed method that reacts on the client push. And from here, we also call the load summary method using the do method command. When you test, please do not forget to reload the browser for the service in order to have the client-side methods loaded. Now, when the orders are served, the summary list will automatically refresh itself if it is open. The icons change their color. Maybe you have seen that there is an undo button in the summary list as long as the order is not served yet. With this button, an order can be cancelled, but the outlet needs to commit this. To implement this, we are going to add a few lines of code into the grids event method in JS service. Let's add another case for the summary list. First, we set the current line using the line of the list and the event parameter p group. Next, we use if calculation for the cancel request. Just look for the method in the interface manager of the list. Then drag the get cancel request into the calculation field of the if command. Now we exchange the parameters. First, we need the product ID that we get from the sublist within the summary list. The event parameter p row shows us the line number. We need to put it into square brackets. The second parameter is a Boolean value. 0 makes the cancel request. 1 refuses the cancel request. Therefore, we compare with the button text. Is it redo? Then it is equal. Now we assign a new value to the button text. We can use the pick function. If the value is undo, then we make it become redo. In other cases, it becomes undo. Finally, we need to execute the client push because we want the other browsers and devices to receive the push and to reload the data. Do not forget to reload the browser of JS service before you test. Now the icon color changes in both browser instances. In the outlet browser, a cancel request can now be confirmed and the order will be deleted and vanish in the service as well. The last but important task we miss is the checkout. The guest wants to pay and the service staff prints out the invoice. In the menu there is already a checkout button. Again, we go to the event method of the grid. There is already a comment for the checkout. Let us create a new class method, checkout. First, we need another row variable. As a subtype, please take the table class TA invoices. Please make sure you have the table and the assistive schema class copied from the resource library. Again, we use the if calculation command and open the interface manager of the invoice row. We need the method $save. Drag this method into the if calculation and add the table number as parameter. It is the line number of the table list. Then we set back the status of the table. We do this with the $update status method of the table list. As the parameter, we pass in the table number and kfalse to make the table available for new guests. Now we determine which report to be printed. This is done with the command set report name. Obviously, the report has not been copied from the resource library. Therefore, we make up leeway. Now we got the report class in our own library. You can now see that the report class is suggested in the command. The command print report sends the report to the printer or whatever you choose as standard destination. First, we enter an instance name for the print, and Asterisk generates one for us. Then we pass in the invoice ID as a parameter that we get from the method $getIdent of the invoice row. Finally, we are going to send another push to the other instances that they are able to see that the orders are paid and the table is available. If the save of the invoice row fails for any reason, we will show an error message. The error text can be called from the invoice row. In its interface manager, you will find the inherited method $getErrorText. Well, the private method checkout needs to be called. Go to the event method of the grid and find the right place. Then use the command doMethod with the name of the method checkout. Reload for testing. Table has now 2 orders. The print in the developer version goes to the screen. Normally you would send it to a printer. The orders for table 2 are now paid and the icons are green. Let us test now the Cucina Piccola app on a smartphone. Now you can see that we're using actually the same URL that we're using on our browser on the desktop version, but we replace the IP address 127.0.0.1 with a real IP address of our developer computer, and we can now order some. Let's order something for table 5, and maybe we will order something to drink. 1, 2, and another one here. And then place the order, and then see the summary. Here is what we have ordered so far. As you can see, we are now connected to the Omnis developer version, and we are going to replace this developer version with the Omnis server runtime. And how this works, you can either look on our website under technical notes, setting up the Omnis app server, or just call us, one of my colleagues or me. Welcome to Omnis. Thank you. Bye-bye.